The Supreme Court has declined to revisit Obergefell. This article was just published from CNN. Supreme Court declines to revisit landmark same-sex marriage precedent. Wholeheartedly, and I mean this with like the utmost honesty. Of course, I did not want Obergefell to get overturned. It would have been a travesty, really. I thought they were going to do it. I fully thought they were going to do it. I know that over the last couple months, we've had at least Barrett and Alito both kind of signal that they weren't going to touch Obergefell. I think Barrett's was in a New York Times interview where she kind of hinted that they weren't going to touch Obergefell, and that was less surprising to me. But then Alito also kind of signaled that they weren't going to do it for stare decisis reasons, which was a huge surprise to me. I would have thought Alito would be like chomping at the bit to get in here and overturn this case. It just feels so weird to me. After some of these more recent cases by the Supreme Court, especially something like Trump v. US, I just kind of assumed that they had decided to not care anymore about their own legitimacy. I don't know if what I just said is going to like resonate with anybody or if you feel the same way that I do, because the way I see it, there's just so many justices on this current court that present themselves as being these like originalist, textualist justices who purport to pride themselves on, looking at the way the founders wanted the country to be and what the founders would have wanted. And then yet we get a case that gives the president complete criminal immunity, which is very clearly something that the founders of the country would have been appalled by. And they did that because it was Trump, right? They needed to save Daddy Trump. They needed to give him whatever he needed to get out of those criminal charges, right? So all of this rambling has just been to say that I really thought they were going to take up this case, and I really was worried it was going to end up getting overturned, but they declined. Maybe they just kind of figured that like giving the president criminal immunity and overturning Roe v. Wade, like those things were okay, but overturning protections for same-sex marriage, that would have been like a step too far. I don't know what the thought process was. I wish I could read minds. I wish I could have been a fly on the wall when this decision got made. I don't know why they declined an opportunity to overturn it, but I'm glad that they did. And so it seems like for at least a little while longer, for the foreseeable future, same-sex marriage protections are going to be okay.